It's a text message. Good morning, YouTube fam. As you can tell from the title, I guess I'm going to I am going to share my experience as far as my journey on grief. For those that are new or don't know, if you do know, in November of last year, my father ended up long story short, he had ongoing health issues, and in the beginning of the year 2021, his health started to slowly decline. So I'm gonna try to do this without crying. But so his health started to slowly decline, and ultimately he ended up having to go to a hospital, and he had two options: to be put on a candidate as for a heart transplant, or to have some device put in his heart to help his heart pump blood, like output better than it was, because his heart it was inputting but it wasn't outputting blood, so he was retaining a lot of fluid, so his heart wasn't pumping to its full potential, like it wasn't pumping, and he only had two options: heart transplant or a device put in that would help pump his heart better than it was. Long story short, he ended up having an accident. I'm not going into complete details as to what happened, but ultimately he ended up passing. I think I told you guys this when I talked about it in the beginning of the year, that it was something that we prepared for with the surgery part. Like, there was a chance he could have died on the table during surgery, and we prepared for that. He had his accident. They were waiting to see if he would wake up. I knew that Monday that y'all know I'm on my journey, spiritual journey, faith journey. So something in me knew he wasn't going to wake up. And my own way, I prepared for it. I prepared for it. Like that Wednesday, it's okay to cry, I know, but that Wednesday I knew he wasn't going to wake up. As much as I wanted to keep him here, like I said, we had to let him go. My mom and I let him go in our own way. My brother and sister, they had hope, but there's a lot that happened behind the scenes leading up to him passing that I just, for privacy reasons, I'm gonna just keep that part of the story to myself. Well, it's within my family, those that know. So that has been literally 8 months, 7 months. Well, it'll be 8 months coming up soon, because today's the 21st. So I think I've accepted it, but I haven't fully healed from it. Like, he passed. I knew I needed to live my life and keep moving forward. That's what he would want. So Um, I moved, as y'all know. That was something that had already been planned. Something in me didn't want to hold it, like postpone it, just because, like, okay, you lost a parent. Your other parent needs you. But something in me was like, no, I've gotta live my life. That's what he would want. That's what God wants. So I still ended up moving, of course. Like, cause he passed like the day before Thanksgiving. So yeah, Thanksgiving for me is never. It'll be the same. It'll be different. It'll be different. Nothing is ever gonna be the same. I'm not even the same person. So, I attribute me getting this far because of God. Without God, I know I wouldn't be here. I would not have moved. I would have stayed home. I would have probably went through, not saying I didn't go through all the stages of grief, being mad, angry, bargain, like I did. Not saying that I grieved in the healthiest ways all the time, because I didn't. I did go back to my old habits of just, I guess, drinking and numbing the feeling and not wanting to move forward. But you know, when you're on, if you're faith-based, if you're spiritual, you know, once you give your life over to God, no matter what you do, you're always, I felt remorse for going back to those old ways. I had to forget. I couldn't beat myself up. I did it. There's no point of like beating myself up about it. I did it. Only thing I can do is move forward and pray and forgive myself and give it to God. And that's ultimately what I did several times during this grief process, or not even grief, healing process. I realized back on Father's Day, something in me was like, okay, I need to go to his gravesite and essentially get over that fear of essentially closing that part of the grieving process. Like, go to where his body is and close that part. I know he's not in there spiritually. His body's physically there. I'm gonna go do that this weekend. I decided to do that this weekend. So I'm gonna go back home for a little bit, see family, and go to his gravesite. Actually, I felt like doing that Father's Day, and then again on July 4th, because I went back home twice for July 4th, and I felt like I need to go and close that. But me not wanting to close that part, or just the fear, and I'm like, okay, this is not who I am. This is not who God wants me to be, so I have to do it. So I'm gonna do it. Everybody grieves differently, like, and everybody deals with death differently everywhere. I just wanted to share, I guess, my part in grief and how I'm coping with it, how I'm healing and moving forward for it. Don't get me wrong, some days I wake up feeling like, how can I just keep living life knowing he's not here physically? But I think about what he would say. He'd be like, I would want you to move on. You need to live your life. No, it's not gonna be. I'm not the same woman that I was last year. But it is what it is. it's the healing process. And yeah, I said I wasn't gonna cry, but y'all gonna get the raw, real deal of grief. The ups, the downs, the happies, the highs, the lows. I have a really great support system as far as my family goes, as far as friends go. Yeah, this is not easy. Losing a parent is totally different, because you've got to think there's a lot of first now. Like, I got through my first let's see, oh my god, it's so gross. I got through my first Thanksgiving without him, Christmas, New Year's, my 31st birthday, first Father's Day, which was I actually got through it without crying. We still celebrated how we normally would, went to the movies, and then went to the movies on Saturday like we normally would, and then on Sunday went to church with my grandpa, my mom's dad, and then ended up going to Red Lobster. You know, we still did it how we would do it if he was still here, which was it was a good thing. We didn't deviate or change. Actually, funny story today, something in me was like, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let this go, because I'm really not gonna edit this. I'm just gonna upload it as is. Today I realized that as much as I'm not gonna change or deviate from anything. I didn't want to go to FanFest this year, but something in me was like, just go. Don't stop going. Don't stop that tradition, because I know he would want us to keep going, to keep doing that tradition. So if nobody else goes, I'll go. For sure. But yeah, grief it does hit you in waves. As much as I was prepared for it and I let go, I'm still gonna grieve. That's still like, I'm human at the end of the day, and it's okay to grieve. It's okay to cry, because believe me, I'm gonna have a lot of tears in life. But I will talk to y'all later. Don't let this video, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next video.